G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach with Dia and welcome to the Round 11 review. Hope you had a cracking weekend. Look, if you take a look at the photo here, you'd probably assume that I didn't have a great weekend. The result on the Sunday, very, very disappointing from a Lions fan's perspective. I thought this is a week where we'll really start to come back, go back to Queensland, have the bye, then come back and start to fire again and continue on this good form against the Dogs. But we just didn't really fire on all cylinders. The effort wasn't there. Super disappointing display. However, the company was top notch. You can see here, I'm with my man SDS, Steve from SDS Supercoach. So if you haven't checked out this great man's channel, please do make sure you show him some love. Make sure you subscribe because he is a ripping human. And although the result didn't go our way, the great thing was that I did get to spend the day with this great man, knock back a few cold ones as well. My best mate Brent was there, his son Tyler. I saw my brother, my dad, my two cousins, and a few legends that actually tune into the channel. So I appreciate all your support, guys, as well. So all in all, damn you Lions. But yeah, met up with some fantastic people on the weekend. But let's get back to the Supercoach. Now, amongst all the carnage, it was a decent sort of week, I suppose you'd say, around par for my rank, 23.39, still ranked in the top 1%, which is nice, 17.37. So went up almost 150 spots, and that's a current season high for me. My goal, and we talked about this in Swordplay Potty by the end of the BYES, is I'd love to be in the top 1K. That's the goal anyway. Whether or not I'll get there, I'm not too sure, but I will show you what my buy structure is looking like. I've showed you the last couple of weeks, but obviously with new trades, things do change. I'll let you know what my trades were from last week. I didn't go through with my original plan, but sort of my plan B, and that actually worked out pretty well in the end. In regards to trading this week, I'm still not sure what we're doing because we basically have no downgrade options unless we're willing to spend up on a bloke that's already played his third game. We've got some options there, but it's not ideal, is it? Let's be honest. So we'll talk about some potential trades and obviously then lock in some captains and vice captains. So you can tell that the voice is gone as well. I was a very passionate supporter on the weekend. And as I said, knocked back a few cold ones. Wasn't really in a state to produce a round review on the Sunday night. So I've left it to the Monday night. I've just finished my basketball coaching. So keen to get into this one. It will be a pretty short one as well, although I am rambling and rambling. So let's just get into it, guys. Let's see how the team is actually looking. Before we get into it, I better let you know what my trades were from last week. Originally, I was looking to go Graham and Closey out for Joe Richards and Dan Houston. I ended up going against that in the end because I thought, let's get rid of some dead wood before the buys. The last thing I want to be doing is carrying these dead rookies through the buys. They're just doing nothing for me. So I did decide to go through with trading out Will Graham. Now, I'm not saying he's completely dead. Should hopefully get another game, but for now, we're just not seeing anything. So decided to get rid of him. And instead of going Closey out, I decided to go Darcy Jones out because although he hadn't made much cash, he's going to be sitting there for the next 6-8 weeks. I don't need a loop for the next month. So I thought, why not just move him on? We'll get someone in that's hopefully going to be playing for the next month, covered during the buys in Mr. Richards. Unfortunately, you've probably heard the news by now. He's out for the next month. Absolutely shattered about that, but the process was there. It was a correct trade. Unfortunately, he's going to be out. So that is slightly concerning there. And the other bloke that I bought in instead of Dan Houston was this man, Zach Fisher. So I swallowed a little bit of my pride here. I did start with the man, trade him out. But again, this was the eye test. Spills and I watched him the week before when Essendon were playing North. We were right behind the goals and we thought, he's got the role. We just need to bring the bloke in. He made an extra 50K, which was nice. I did jump on a little bit late to the party here, but it is what it is. Pretty glad I've got him in my side now. And to be honest, I think he's going to be a forward keeper for us. Fingers crossed that's how it worked out anyway. But they were the trades. Onto the team very, very quickly. So both Ryan, we'll go points here. So both Ryan and Dacos 130 plus, fantastic. And a big shout out to Pig Mentality and the boys at the third man up. Originally, I was going with the Schlong, Caleb Sarong as my VC, but after reading a bit of an article that these boys had put out, I did make a last minute change to Luke Ryan and super stoked I did that. 132 points. My backup would have been Zach Merritt if I would have gone with the Schlong. So end up winning out on that, which is fantastic. Dacos, 130, again, really reliable. And I think these two are clearly going to be the D1 and D2. So happy with that. Great to see She's really bounced back. He's been playing in the midfield. We haven't been liking the look of this, but the last couple of weeks, it seems like he's really warmed into the role. And if you're looking at a 119, I'd be assuming anyway that he must have played down back. No, good to see him building into the role. I'm not expecting even a 115 average from here. Really, anything 100 plus, I'll pretty much take with Shears on the midfield. Nick Martin, fantastic bloke. Got to meet him today. Big fan of the Swordplay podcast. Supported us by getting a beanie as well. So absolute legend. Thank you very much, you, Nick. 97, almost reached a ton. So very similar score to Bailey Dale. I don't know why I looped him because Hall wasn't playing. It just, I'm not too sure. It just looked good, I suppose, at the time. But yeah, Martin, that's all good with a 97. Dale with a 99. And then we've got Alex Sexton there with an 86. So at this stage, just say if I get my best team on, that's how we're rolling at the moment. So I think that Sexton just for now is going to be a really nice placeholder. And who knows, could he potentially be a forward premium? Maybe that F10 range. We need to see what happens when Powell comes back into the side. So my plan pretty much is to hold on to Sexton, see how he goes with Powell, and then reassess from there. So really loving the look of Alex Sexton at the moment. He looks like an 80-plus rookie for us, which is nice. And then, obviously, these two aren't doing anything at the moment. Very quickly into the midfield. So, Sarong, very disappointing here from the Schlong with a 91. But I did read or hear somewhere that he was vomiting, throwing up in between stoppages and breaks. So, don't know if he's crook or just absolutely exhausted. That's probably an excuse for him. He's had a phenomenal season, so I will give him a pass for the week. Zach Butters, 113, so I didn't smash it out of the park, but still, I suppose these are the scores that I'm just taking with some of the carnage that we're seeing from other premiums. You look at Bont last week, getting his 90, other players weren't fantastic that we hope are getting that 120-plus type average for us. So, yeah, I'll take these type scores. I'm not going to be too disappointed. Bont with a 135, very, very nice. Merritt with a 119, a little bit disappointed with that, playing Richmond. This is where we really want to see his ceiling, but he's just been a little bit in and out lately, Zerrett. Sam Walsh with 114, okay, but compare it to Jordan Dawson. I did the maths. I'm not even going to say where I'd be in the ranks. It's an absolute killer, put it that way. Clary with the 92. Well, if you're expecting like a 110 average, he went the 130, 120, whatever it was week before. Then you go, you're 92 this week. It does balance out to around that stage at the moment. So 110, I'd absolutely take from Oliver. Super disappointing from Tom Green. Apologies because I have recommended him as a trade-in option every now and then for the past, 5-6 weeks when his break-evens got to a friendly price. But then something happens, tends to happen with the man. So 78, disappointing. Got the bye this week. Hopefully better for the rest. Garcia is just nowhere to be found. I know he's held over from the VFL last week, so hopefully that's a good sign that he's close to getting back into the side. Flanders, this absolutely killed some people. So if you weren't up with the news that Sam Flanders was a late withdrawal with illness, could have ruined your Supercoach week, particularly if you're someone that plays local footy as well. We just wouldn't have been able to do it. So super unlucky there. Yeah, I'm lucky that I managed to be able to even loop that score. So what I decided to do at the end of the day was loop Closey first, see what he gets. I thought pretty much a 65 plus, and I'll take this 71. I thought I'll just take that. I won't risk it. Brucey got 64, so one out by 7 points there. That's all good. On to the rucks. Now, you would not believe, Maxi Gorn's going through a fitness test. I'm at the footy with Steve and Brent on the Sunday. News come through on Twitter, phones are going off. And we thought, what on earth's happening here? Steve was actually wrapped because he had the emergency on Sweet. I think he had Tim English as well. So for him, he's like, well, I still went out. I've got the 2 ruckmen here. People are copping a donut here. Some didn't have the emergency on Sweet or whoever they're, even a Conway. I don't think anyone's, apart from Abs, has got a Conway. But yeah, people didn't have the emergency on here, and it was looking like potential carnage. At the end of the day, he bangs out a 180. I thought if he can just go a 70 or 80, I'll be happy. But he adds another 100 on top of that. And this is why he's the clear R1 this year. You need to jump on the bloke. So 133.1 for a season average is super impressive from this man. And as soon as I lose faith with the captain, vice captain, he goes bang. To be honest, everyone can say hindsight, but really, we're going to chuck the captain on him when he was having a fitness test? I don't think so. So that's all good. Sweet has also been disappointing. Obviously missed a couple of weeks where we were assuming he was going to play. Just won't make the coin that I was hoping for. We'll have the bye. Does he even play this week? I'm not too sure. Soldo has been playing limited minutes in the VFL or Sandful, so that's a bit of a concern there. But we'll just wait and see, cross that bridge when we need to. Luckily, I've got Dogger just a bit of a stopgap anyway. Heaney's been on a bit of a downhill trajectory, but 94 as a floor for Isaac Heaney is fantastic. In the past, his floor has been really, really low, but this is okay. I'm not panicking. You just need him in your side. Zorko, heels on minus at quarter time. Stupid 50, free kicks against. Just wasn't his quarter. Made his way back into the game, worked his way back into the game slightly, but 66 for a premium after a 160 odd. You just don't expect this, particularly against Hawthorn. Poor old Brentos had him as a captain this week. So a bit of a spew. Steve and I both own him as well. So we're at the footy going, come on, Zorks. Awkward for Steve, Barrack and for Hawthorn, but you want Zorks going well. But yeah, disappointing. But hopefully the old man, he'll be better for the rest and he'll bounce back. Dogger, well, we expected his floor, didn't we? Darcy's back, but he's been great cover. We've got to cop the good with the bad with Dogger. A lot of it's been bad, but a lot of it, when I say it's been good, he saved me from a couple of donuts anyway. So doing the job okay-ish, I suppose. Fish with the 113, fantastic, particularly when I was looking to get Dan Houston, pay up so much more for him. He went up his 50-odd K, and I think he's going to be a forward keeper for us if he keeps on with the role. Doesn't look like Sheasel's moving out. We know McKercher's back there, but hopefully it'll be Fisher and McKercher. That'll be the distributors. That'll be nice. Wilson, I kept the faith. I just can't trade this bloke out after he's delivered so well for me this season. So he actually went up very, very slightly in price. I wasn't too worried about that 75. The break even this week, and we'll take a look at break evens for everyone in a minute, is 87. So look, we are starting to push it there, but a 50-odd score just doesn't look likely with the way he's playing at the moment. So I'm probably going to hold the faith again this week, I think, with Wilson. This is really concerning on field now. Fife, I thought this was a real advantage having Fife here, but it feels like a real disadvantage now. He's just not looking like it at the moment. What I noticed on the weekend as well, almost struggling to get to contests. You just can't run and keep up with some of these young bucks anymore. Okay in the contest, but yeah, it doesn't kick the ball. Very handball happy. We knew a lot of this stuff, but it just looked really slow to me in the weekend. So yeah, he'll be having a bye in a couple of weeks. Hopefully he doesn't get rested this week. I don't think he will when they've got the bye. Darcy, disappointing with the 42. I did emergency him because I was a little bit worried with the opposition that he wouldn't score overly well. That was the case. Unfortunately, that meant I couldn't emergency Joe Richards here. 100. I wasn't expecting 100, but yeah, well done. But he's gone for months. So he may be a dead rookie. I don't know if we'll be able to come back on the side once the Elliott's and co are fit and firing. Or does Fly say, look, we're going to reward great form. You make your way back on the side, son, regardless, and we'll give someone a rest for a week. I'm not too sure, but just super disappointing. Anyway, that is aside. So before we look at buys and all the rest, I will quickly, so I'm going to just get Flanders there, Fife there. All right, so we'll take a look at what we'll call the best version of this side. So at the moment, you've got Ryan, Dacos, Sheasel, Martin, and Dale, along with Sexton. So there's a rookie there. I could have Fisher back there, so you could say it's Fisher here instead of Sexton, however you want to look at it. But look, potentially Sexton could be that F10 range average from here until the end of the season. Again, we'll just need to see what happens with Powell, but really happy with that for now. We've got the 7 premiums here down to green with 5. And then you've got your Closey, who's got some good cash there already made. Garcia, don't know what's happening. Brucey Boy will continue to rise, but got the buy this week. Then you've got your Gorn. Sweet will need to be upgraded. So you've got your 1 spot in your back line, say 1 spot here in the midfield, 1 spot here in the forwards. In the rucks. And then up forward, we've got Heaney, Zorko, Flanders, Dogger, Fisher. And again, you could argue that it's Alex Sexton. So let's just say that it is Sexton. You've only got 3 positions there that you actually need to fill. I would love to just keep Sexton. So let's just, as a bench option or even a floating option between the 2 lines. So let's just say that we're aiming for 4. We've got only 7K, but we've got 15 trades. I think we can make this happen. All right. So should we do trades this week or... Yeah, all right. We'll look to do trades this week, and then we'll talk about what we're looking like for the actual buy. So let's look at some break evens. Now, I'm not going to do any sideways trading for now. Just not a believer in that at this stage. Maybe after the first, second buy, see how we go. But I'm going to focus on getting rookies off field first. Follow my man, Janet here. So I've got 5 primos here, and then the one Sexton I'm not getting rid of. So he's got a negative break even of 10. So do you get rid of dead weight here? There's no one really to bring in, though, is there? That is the issue, and we'll talk about this issue in a little bit. But look, probably not. I hope Reed's going to get up soon. That's a hope anyway. In the midfield, Five's got a break even of 81, but the reason why I kept him is to get him to cover during the buys, so I'm not going to let go of him now. Closely with a break even of 77, he's certainly a trade out candidate, but I think he can get there, even if he hits that 67. You're only losing 4 to 5K. I can live with that. He's a warm body. Give me potentially an extra score that I wouldn't get. So happy enough to hold him. I don't think we're too desperate. Garcia, is he dead wood? I hope not, but there's potential that he is. Again, we'll see what happens there, but probably won't look to trade him out. Brucey's got more money to make, so I'm not trading him out. Not trading out Livingston. All right, so that pretty much gives us Joe Richards, which I'm so loath to do. There's a chance he comes back. Is it like, could he get back in 3 weeks? I don't know. Look, Collingwood's injury list, it may just continue, and I hope not for their sake, just get worse and worse and worse, and he just slots back in due to necessity, even, apart from his great form. But yeah, I don't want to trade him out. I really don't. You've got this one here is a really obvious one. So you've got 87 for break even, but very much achievable, I think. Well, they're saying he's getting 92. Take that with a grain of salt. Darcy's the main one here. So if I was looking to go one up, one down, I think at this stage it would probably be Closey and Darcy. Closey's got the round 14 bye, which isn't really friendly for me. 15's a little bit more friendly than that. But let's just say I'll go Darcy. I've got 386K here. And if I was to go my mate Closey, you've got 724. So the way you usually look at this is you downgrade to a 117K, 123K rookie. If that's the case, I've got 600K to play with here. That can get you a really, really decent defender, the best of the best forwards pretty much. And then also could get you a decent midfielder to boot. Depending on what ruck you get, you get that as well, don't you? So 600K, it's a good amount to have. However, let's have a look at who we can actually get in this week. We've got Sam Day, who is a forward that didn't play. This is a bloke. So really like look at Will Dawson, a defensive forward, particularly if you've got your Fishers, your Combins, your Sextons. He works really well. So, so North have Dawson, Fisher, and Combin as the old defensive forwards there. So he's definitely the one that you'd look at. Unfortunately, you can see that blue dot. He's got the bye. You can't go Richards now. Do you go Joel Frazier? It's a possibility, isn't it? Because if you look at our other options here, you've got Logie Morris, who's on the bye. You wouldn't want to go 188K in his role anyway. Sin's injured. McRae, I just do not trust whatsoever. Didn't even play last week. Was minted again. McMullen's got the bye. Swallow, you're paying way too much now. McCall, if you're paying 200K for, is it the worst? Look, it's a consideration. Christian Salem, negative 19. Gee, that's interesting. $379. Now, what am I doing? Salem's like, what is he as a pick? Is he what, 100K moneymaker over the buys and then flip? Okay, he's surprising a bit. So negative 19. Look at his season stats and see what we're running with here. Because I didn't actually watch this game. Okay, so in his return, he's gone 99 and a 121. He's valued because he's gone that 3. So we're looking at his 2 best scores of the season here in 10 and 11. I wonder what the role is. I need to look way more into this. So we've gone from your 428 mark here all the way down to 331, back up to 345. So it's his second lowest price that we're looking at here. Melbourne, then you've got Freo, Collingwood, North, Brisbane, West Coast. So bit up and down. They can count Brisbane like you do West Coast and North now. Hawthorn are better than us. It's an interesting one. Oh, probably not for me, unless I'll look more into it. It's an option. Actually, what buy does he have? Oh, she kidding me. He's got 14. Oh, I can't do it. Damn. All right, well, I can't do it. Probably a stupid move anyway, but Sean Manor, I hope in a prayer. The issue is with Sean Manor, let's just say he gets in this week, you bring him in, you're like, yes, here we go. He's just turned into another dead rookie for another 5 weeks after that. Yeah, it's a little bit dicey, isn't it? You can see what I'm saying here. This is just dicey as your Revels, do you pay for your Revels, your Harrisons? McIntosh got a 92 on the weekend. Lockie Sullivan too much now. Sexton 334. Simpson's not playing Deer. I'm not paying 174 for Deer. Lohman just phenomenal. I wish I had have foreseen all these injuries that would cop, but no one can. Massimo's gone 100 plus, I think, in the last couple of weeks. But this is what we're looking at here. And then we're even getting into the break-evens of your 14s, your 15s, your Nate Caddy types, played the one game. It's just not looking great, is it? This is the man here that we want. So what that means is then I'm not going to make 2 trades. When we're going 1 down, 1 up before the buys, we pretty much know that whatever premium we're getting in is going to be missing 1 out of the next 4. If I can avoid getting a premium this week, and again, I hate avoiding this due to the upgrade cadence. You want to keep it going. But I haven't managed to save a trade this year. If I can save 1, even possibly 2 this week, that could actually be an advantage. Remember, we can use 3 trades. You don't need to boost for this. 3 trades during the buy, and that's more than enough for me. If I use 3 trades during the buys, I'd have 3 left in total, which I'm definitely not going to do and I can't do. So let's just say that I'll just go for the 1 trade. It's definitely going to be Darcy over Closey. So 386K. I can't go, as I said, your Salem. That would be an option I'll possibly look at, depending on what the data suggests and what the role is. Is this a move here? There's probably 2 moves, unless I'm really missing something. Look, you could get a Lekalia, who's in the back line. Buckley's out, I think, for another 2 weeks. He looks phenomenal as well. So that could be an option there. But Darcy's probably the one for me. I want to keep Sexton down here. I'm not going to get rid of these 2. So Aaliyah doesn't work for me. In this case here, so you've got Frazier with a super low break even. What is it? When I say super low, well, it's 36. 68 for an average. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Got that mid-forward DPP, which I'm a big fan of. And then I let go of Darcy, who's actually got a 95 break even. And I'm also getting 200K in the bank. Or do I just completely let this one go, cop whatever loss Darcy's going to give me, and then just jump on your Will Dawson the week after? That may be something to look at, to be quite honest, because I'm paying up an extra, what's that, 117, an extra 60 and a bit K for Frazier over waiting for Dawson. However, I know that he's going up this week. I'm not going to say I know that Darcy's going down, but I'm assuming that Darcy's going down. He's playing Collingwood, so you don't know that. But that is probably the move that I'd look to make. Look, some may go a little bit crazy here and say, why not just go your Dawson, go a little week early and give yourself options a week after. You've now got 270K in the bank, and you can do a lot more with that. I'm just not a fan of doing that. At least Darcy's a warm body, and you'll see in a sec that I don't actually have a lot of room to move here by getting in non-playing players. So it's going to be nothing or Jolie Boy at this stage. So let's just go Jolie for now. Complete that trade. I'll have 200K in the bank. I'll be able to get Dawson after his buy. Hopefully, if he keeps his spot, he was pretty impressive. So hopefully that's the case. And then I'll be able to make some real moves. Also, depending on who I get Dawson in for, you can get your defender. So some dead weight here, use some DPP. There's lots of stuff you can do. All right, so let's look at how the team's actually going to structure up for this week. So you've got Sheasel that's out. The only thing you're hoping here is that maybe Reed comes in. So Ryan, Dacos, Martin, Dale, Sexton, hopefully Reed, but I'm just going to count this as 5 and probably 1 missing here. And the midfield, so I get Tom Green off. Closey comes on. And what's the order of the games here? Surely we don't get Garcia, but let's just say that there's a hope and a prayer here. We'll chuck the emergency on Hugo. So no donuts there. So potentially one. Then you've got your Sweet and your Gone. Sweet, I hope he gets up. I'm not 100% sure on that. Hopefully no donuts there. And then, man, this was looking so much better with Richards. If Richards was actually on, then I'm only looking at just the one missing here. Even if I don't go, even if I keep on to Darcy, the dog's dog for a dog. So same buy, doesn't change my structure. So just so we can see the blue dot there, in case I get tricked into thinking Joey Boy's going to get up for this week, it'd be a miracle. I'm missing 2 here. So 2, and then most likely, let's just say 3 here, which means I'll have 19. That's still all good. You always want to have your 22 there, 20, 21 if you can, but 19 I'm not going to complain with. That is okay, I think, at this stage. So what I'd look to do, so probably the target is, well, next week anyway for future trades. What I love to do during the buys, so my voice is absolutely going now, shouting at the footy too much, too passionate on the weekend. What I like to do during the buys is I like to try to target the players that are just coming off their buys. So if I lay in my hands this week, don't target a premium. I'll wait till Sydney, Brisbane, Giants, and North have their buy. Then I target a premium from one of those 4 teams. So at the moment, my thoughts are to get a midfielder in. It's going to be out of 3 players, Neil, Dunkley, or Chad Warner. Probably the 3 I'm looking at this stage. LDU is a bit of a dark horse. Could be someone to look at. He's been really rewarding Janeth lately. So I'll be asking Janeth maybe a little bit of advice on that one. You've got Errol Goulden as well. But I am keen to try to finish off this midfield if possible. So probably the plans for that week. Week after the Port Frio bye, I'll be targeting Dan Houston. So Houston will come into this slot here by Sexton. Well, where Sexton is at the moment, and I'm going to push him up to the forward line. Depending on how he goes with Powell, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that will be the plan for there. And then you're looking at your ruck. Do you target your Brody Grundy? Well, that's what you could look to do, couldn't you? Let's just say that you get your sweet price rise here. Instead of going your midfielder like your Neil, Dunkley, Goulden, do you just beef up this now with Brody Grundy? And again, swallow my pride and trade in another player that I used to own. Another player that I used to own. Somebody. Oh, it's a killer, isn't it? And I've just embarrassed myself with that little rendition there. So, yeah, it's a dicey one. I'm really not too sure there. But the forward, if I get another one, you could go for really low Bolton eventually. Curno's probably the man that I'm looking to go. Ideally, however, it's going to be Isaac Rankin. I think I'll be able to afford it, but again, I'm waiting maybe a little bit too long on him. So they're probably the future plans I'm looking at anyway, guys. So let's finish off with captains, vice captains. Hopefully I've kept this one short enough for everyone this week. So, all right, so we've got a Butters here and a Walsh. Oh, look, does Hewitt go to Butters? Possibly. Drew to a Walsh, possibly. So I'm probably just going to avoid that. I really like 2 players here. I love the Bont and I love Nicky Dacos. I might just for now actually whack that VC on Dacos. I just think he's reliable lately and I trust him. Even with that 105 the week before, he got like record touches for him. So I'm not concerned at all with him. Hawthorn Adelaide doesn't do much for me. West Coast and St Kilda. Again, just that does nothing for me. I'm not going Wilson. Okay, Geelong Richmond does 0 for me. Melbourne and Freo. Okay, so this is probably the game that I'll have to look to get involved with the captain. What else we've got? That we've got Gold Coast and Essendon. So Flanders, 0. I'm just not trusting at the moment. So do you go back to your Ryan? 5, geez. Do you go back to your Ryan as your backup captain? Nick Martin, I wouldn't go. Much as I love the man now, my new favourite. Dale against no way when you got Nick Dacos there. Gone against Shrek. Look, I'm sure the most of you that are watching this tune into the Swordplay potty. So we'll talk captains, vice captains then. At the moment, I'm just going to Traeger Park, TIO, be Dewey. Go Luke Ryan. I'm going to back in just for now the Schlong. I think I'm going to go Caleb Sarong. I think he want to bounce back from last week, and you just look at what he's done. I think he's pretty safe to boot. So that's probably my captain of VC plans. Remember, with your loops this week, you can just chuck your captain on someone that's got the blue dot there, someone that's got the buy. That's okay. We don't need to rely on our Livingstons this week. We can just do that. That's quite easy. So I think I'll probably leave you there, guys. We'll obviously be back for the Swordplay potty tomorrow night. Obviously, the Supercoach stock market video. I tend to, this is a pattern of behavior for me. I tend to absolutely lose it when I'm about to finish the video and the voice is going as well. But yeah, we'll have the stocky coming out as well. But again, just because I'm using a strategy here of not bringing the premium this week, I'm not saying to do that because you will be affecting your upgrade cadence. You can go for it. Just say if you're getting around 15 player in, remember, you are getting a fair few weeks before they actually have their buy. I'm just going with a little bit of a different strategy here and trying to save a trade this week and then go hard for the next sort of 3, 4, and hopefully complete the team from there. So that's it for now, guys. All the best luck, much peace, much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.